Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, from the home of the Bills since 1973, there's a look at New Era Field just outside of Buffalo, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback. Out of Oregon, it's Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota's skill set can help continue to evolve the position of quarterback in the NFL. Because his ability to run with the football, you may not utilize it as little as other coaches have in the past. You may emphasize that part of the game a little bit more.
First carry from Mike Davis, the former Seahawk. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Here's Davis now. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Mariota now. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. So from the 36 now, first and 10. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And this one's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro, and he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
A look there at how Davis did a week ago. 21 carries, 76 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
On 2nd down, Davis. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd.
Get off the field. Under 10, under 10, 10.
Play action now. Mariota. And that will be incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Desmond King back deep. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too. Boy, you go 3 and out on your first drive, and that's not the way you want to start this drive either. Doesn't seem like they're really into it just yet.
No, first 4 plays, you don't want to call it a disaster, but not looking very sharp. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Play action. Garoppolo. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I can put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 16. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Sean Williams that time in on the stop. A look there at the defensive starters for Cincinnati. They were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation of winning that game is sky high. In fact, you'd absolutely be stunned to come away with a loss.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Now Mariota. And that is incomplete here.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
A first down carry for Davis. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mariota got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Play fake. Mariota. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 25 yards that time.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First trip to the red zone for the Bills. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Now Mariota. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run with Davis. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. That 2nd down run a big help as 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
A 22-yard attempt.
Bullock's kick is good. And the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. The numbers for Johnson in last week's game: 21 carries, 68 yards.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
From the 31, Garoppolo. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. Now it brings up third down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. There's Garoppolo to throw. He finds Roberts, complete. That one good for 24 yards.
Let's go! Let's go!
First down, Bengals.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 45-yard line. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Complete to his tight end, Seth the Valve. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end can be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
Here we go. 180! Mike 50! Got you! I got you, son! I got you, son! Watch twitch!
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Roberts has it. A gain of 6 there on first.
Here we go, here we go.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Garoppolo again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. This is Johnson. He's got it. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Here we go.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Here we go.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
The kick by Lambeau is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, a give to Davis. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. 3-3, a tight one after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they're facing a very tough 3rd and 11. The Bills on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Mariota. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
Here we go.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A first down run not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo looking middle, and it's incomplete. Now, Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 33 yards that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Working from the gun, Garoppolo gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Here's Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Here we go. 20.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Lorenzo Alexander wreaking the defensive havoc. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that?
We've got this.
They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second down.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. He's going to have the first down past the 20. 38 yards on the scamper there. The safeties were well back there, and he had a lot of room. Were they in the cover too?
Yeah, they were, and the safeties were back. You know, usually they're 12 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, somewhere around the hash mark for each of them. But what also happens if the linebackers dive into the line, if you block them initially, that blocker can come off of them and get up to the safeties on the second level, and now you've got a big place to run the football.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. On second down now, it's Davis, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Davis. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore. On second down, it's Davis. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Big Al Woods there to make the tackle. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
Well, now they'll start 3 yards shy of midfield after that long 57-yard miss. On first down, Garoppolo. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there, but it'll be second down. Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. Benjamin's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Let's go.
It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Here we go. 180. Right there. 55. I'm coming.
A first down down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Here we go. 180! You don't want nothing. You don't want nothing.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Garoppolo. It's caught by Roberts. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
The Bengals on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily, when you've set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. The throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Mariota. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. To the air again, Mariota.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage.
Okay.
Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Michael Thomas now heading back onto the field. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate him.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. Johnson's got it complete. It'll be a gain of 9, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Complete. It's Johnson. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is taken at the 18. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
A 1st down throw for Mariota. And this is caught. It's Parker. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Throwing is Mariota. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180!
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected, all tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. All even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
Now Johnson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Ready? 55.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson, and there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come, and he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. There was the pressure you were talking about, force the incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. 15 yards that time and a Buffalo first. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Again, it's Davis, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. On 3rd down, Mariota. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They go to Johnson again. It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. Johnson, it's poked free. Football's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you're doing across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL. The head coach relied on his eagle eye in the sky to make the right call and was told to challenge it, and it looks like it's paid off.
And from a coach's standpoint, when you throw that flag, it's probably a pretty tense moment. Here it pays off.
Yeah, you have that little bit of indecision. You throw it where you feel like you're right, and then you think, uh-oh, did I get it right? In this case, they can celebrate.
They go again with Davis. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. It's caught by Davis. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
A 33-yard attempt.
And Bullock will put this one through, and the Bills have come back to regain the lead. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brendan, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Okay, can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Bengals getting set to go. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Garoppolo to try again on second down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Brian Anger now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Marcus Mariota and the offense heading back out for their next possession. The lead is theirs here in the third quarter, but it's really been the ground game that's been the recipe for success.
You mean the spotlight isn't shining as brightly on the guy throwing it?
No, it's the man behind him that's had a heck of a game.
And that's really okay. That's actually what you're looking for. I mean, your pride tells you, hey, I want to be responsible. I want to throw a bunch of touchdown passes. But when you're able to run the football, typically speaking, your team's doing pretty well. And in this case, they're winning.
We'll see if they have balance on this drive.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Davis. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. On the draw, this is Davis. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. From the gun, Mariota connects here with the tight end, Blake Jarwin. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll run on 1st down. Davis. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Here we go, D. Hey, just It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. Got a man. It's his tight end, Lance Kendricks. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 34-yard line.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
Mariota now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Davis. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll run it again here with Davis. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Back now in Buffalo. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He'll have the win at his back here in the 4th quarter. Bullock's kick is good. And they double their lead, pushing it up now to 12-6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. This will be taken short. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
something
well,
else. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. There's Garoppolo to throw. Roberts got it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Off the draw. Here's Johnson. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down, Cincinnati.
Garoppolo on first down. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here we go.
Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Garoppolo now. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo again. Screenplay, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, Had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 5. Fourth down now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by Lambeau is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down. Mariota now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They keep it with Davis on first down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Mike's 50. That's right, baby.
On second down now. It's Davis. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads. Bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now.
Check.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. A gain of 3, second down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Once again, it's Jacobs. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Mariota. And it's caught by Parker. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now Mariota to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Sean Lee, the linebacker, able to get a hand in coverage. In the backfield, standing alone here on second and goal is Davis. He's going to get it running right. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. This Bengal defense, they passed the first 2 tests. Now it's third and goal.
Let's go.
Mariota. And that is incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
A 20-yard attempt.
And Bullock will put this one through. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
This will be fielded at the 8. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. The Bengals drive about to get going. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it second down. He'll look to throw. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Roberts has it. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts. That'll bring up second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They'll look to throw. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That one good for 26 and a first down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. He's back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. It's caught by Roberts. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yard.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Myles Garrett. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
We got 4. We got 4.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Break the watch the screen. Watch the screen.
And they take a knee. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. And they will take a knee here. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Buffalo, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.